welcome back to another edition of the blog. John, how are you?
I'm well this morning. Yourself, Amanda?
Yeah, very well. We've got a lot to get through. We've got to start off though. Blake Hughes, 5 winners, created history at Tamworth recently.
He certainly did, and my apologies, Blake. We had it on the sheet. We got involved in a couple of other things, and we forgot all about you. So my apologies. But what an effort! 5 wins, youngest person ever to do such a task, and well done. And he's like many of our other people in the industry. They're stars on the rise, and of course he continued on into Newcastle and thereafter.
Yeah, as well as his brother Jake.
Yeah, Jake as well. But talking about Newcastle, last weekend, 10 races, 9 were all, the winners of 9 of those races were all driven by concession drivers.
Yeah.
So they're a force to be dealt with. Is it Tones and I? It's got this new song out called The Children Are Coming. Well, they're not children. These are very talented young drivers, and they'll certainly make their mark in the future.
Well, all wins are special, John, but there was certainly a special one amongst those winners at Newcastle last week.
Yeah, Ryan Sanderson. Ryan Sanderson scored his first win, and there'll be many, many more there for young Ryan as well. So good luck and well done.
Yeah, and it was also an exciting time for a driver at Ugara last weekend.
Tom Townie. Yeah, a great win again. First winning drive also. So they just keep on coming. And but whilst we talk about the youth, and some people want to say they've got given too many opportunities. I don't agree with that. We've got to keep on regenerating and going forward. Peter Schiller and Peter McRae, concession driver also. They scored a double at Young as well. So the industry is certainly on the up and up for scoring those unique performances.
Yes, all right. But Peter's not a young man, is he?
Peter Schiller's not a young man, but Peter McRae is.
Yes.
But I'll go back to Blake. We shouldn't have missed Blake last week.
We had to fact check as well, John. I had to go back to the guys at HRA to just confirm that he was the youngest driver. So at 17, he is. Yeah,
but still, we shouldn't have. Should we? We shouldn't have forgotten that he did drive 5 winners. But the point is. We're across as much as we can. Sometimes 1 or 2 slip through. Julie Morn is normally over everything up in the northwest. She you can hear her wherever you go, and Julie was enjoying herself at the awards night. So not putting any blame on you, Julie, but it was one we missed.
Yeah, alrighty, no worries. Talking about Tamworth, the Indigenous Driver Series.
Yeah, that's on tonight.
Yes.
They've done a lot of work with the club. They've got a smoking ceremony and welcome to country. But these are the last 2 qualifying races for the Indigenous Series, the JC Caffin Plate, and that will be held at Menangle late in the month. So it's Sunday afternoon. Wonderful meeting that is as well. Yeah,
the Fisher's Ghost meeting, hasn't it gone from strength to strength?
And a lot of it is off the back of the Indigenous Series. Harness racing in New South Wales is the only equine code that provides such a series for our Indigenous participants. As we talked last week, we have an award each year for the trainer and driver, and James Sutton won that from Dubbo. So it's about being inclusive of everyone in your industry, everyone in your community, everyone in society, and we should hold ourselves to those standards.
Okay, well, talking about being inclusive, John, and inclusive of all the regions, we've got some regional programming sessions coming up. They kick off Monday week at Newcastle.
Yes, and I encourage all participants to attend. They're on from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night, so it's 2 hours out of your time, but you attend, you get to have your say, you get to hear what other people have to say, because it's a collaborative in many respects how we take this industry forward. But not attending probably doesn't help the issue. Coming in after the fact certainly can be a lost opportunity.
Yeah, okay. Well, it kind of speaks for itself, but what exactly is Harness Racing New South Wales trying to gain out of these sessions?
It's all about programming and what each particular region likes with programming or clubs. We went round when the rating system first came out. We put together what the trainers wanted within the system, what could be permitted, and 3 months down the track we look at now where are we and can we do it better? Of course.
Has there been feedback from participants since the new system?
Plenty of feedback. I'll be a bit hard on this one. Some of it's about my horse. There was one only in the last couple of days that no opportunities for 3-year-olds. Well, we've been putting on races for 3-year-old maidens at this time of the year. We've been doing it for many years, and the result is about the same. Trainers tend to turn their horses out. They don't keep them in. A good example of that is the Evolution Series. Now, they are $10,000 heats into $20,000 finals, and for 3-year-olds early in the season, they go right through the season, of course, but early in the season, and we still struggle there. So it's not the handicapping system that or the programming that's creating the opportunity. Trainers must put their horses in these races to get them to stand up.
Okay. John, you've got an update about the Breeders' Challenge survey as well.
Well, it was completed last week, and thank everybody that and huge numbers who responded. The board will look at those results, and later in November we'll do any little tinkering that is required by the industry to the Breeders' Challenge system or the series of races, and we'll also look at, whilst it's not connected, we'll also get the 2-year-old calendar out for next year, for 2020.
Okay. John, you also have a special announcement about mini trotters.
Mini trotters, and we talked about concession drivers. A lot of these concession drivers come through the mini trotters ranks. New South Wales has a representative to go to the Kidz Kartz New Zealand Inter-Dominion Championship. We called for expressions of interest, and Harness Racing New South Wales handled this internally because, you know, everyone thinks their child is the best, and they probably are the best, certainly in their eyes, but it was a really difficult task. I know you were one of the people, Amanda, that read through all those many expressions of interest as to who should go. I'm very pleased to say that the lineup was outstanding. I'm very pleased to say it was so close, it was so difficult, but I'm really pleased to say that Chloe Formosa has been selected to represent New South Wales at the Inter-Dominion Championship in late November, early December. So to Chloe and her family, congratulations. To everyone else that submitted an expressions of interest, thank you so very much for showing that you're willing and prepared to represent your state when given the opportunity.
Yeah, there are some great nominations, but I'm sure that's welcome news for the Formosa family who are off overseas at the moment.
Oh, are they? Well, Chloe, I hope you see this announcement at some stage.
That's the beauty of the blog, John. It's worldwide. It's global.
Worldwide.
And luckily she already has a passport, which she'll need.
Hey, she will need a passport, won't she? Yes. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're ticking the boxes for me, Amanda.
Yeah. All right, John. Ticking boxes. Bling it on. He certainly ticked one at Menangle last Saturday night. Brilliant racetrack return after over a year away from the races, serving mares at stud, and ran a personal best time as well.
Well, everything's connected, isn't it? Earlier we talked about the youth and the young drivers, and we've got to have the old people, but he's an old horse.
Yeah,
he's 9 years old.
Stallion.
Best performance ever in his career, time-wise. So bring it on, bling it on.
Yeah, well, I think Victoria Cup's on the cards, and I saw the Inter-Dominion nominations, and he is one of them.
Yes, but don't forget that $1 million Miracle Mile that we have at Tabcorp Park Menangle next year. So you can't be in everything, so... Should I say that?
I don't know.
No. Should I say no, go to the Inter-Dominion? No, he's a brilliant horse, and he's in my opinion, a very speedy horse, and maybe we'll see him there for that Miracle Mile.
Yeah, but isn't it brilliant for the New South Wales breeding industry as well?
Oh, it is. They just keep coming. I was told only yesterday that American interests are really looking at what we're doing here in New South Wales. We were able to, or Club Menangle was able to get Lazarus back, and we've had all these other horses come in, that there may be a very big name American stallion being pin-hooked to come to New South Wales, possibly late this season, but more likely next season.
So you've done it again.
What, released it too early?
Not released it too early, but you've given us something to hang on to.
Oh, well, it's something we should look forward to. Okay. We're going to struggle. It doesn't matter what how they paint the picture. We're in a severe drought here in New South Wales. It will affect the breeding industry. People need to make decisions. It's not caused by the industry. It's caused by the climate. And we won't get into climate change here today, Amanda, but still, it's something that is real, and we have to find best practices to ensure that we have a sustainable number of foals on the ground to keep the industry going forward for a racing product.
Okay. John, being, these harsh conditions, we will certainly see that at Eugowra's Carnival of Cups meeting. Usually there's canola everywhere in the middle of the track. Will we see that there this week?
No, unfortunately there'll be no canola. The pictures that came out of Eugowra last week were good, a bit dusty, but there was some greenery around. But no, the brilliant yellow of the canola we'll just have to imagine this year. But what we will see is another outstanding race meeting to kick off our TAB Carnival of Cups, well put together by Jodie and Colin and all the hard-working committee there, all the volunteers that come from the other clubs that make that the premium event for starting our Carnival of Cups. And Brad Hewitt, he looks to be able to dominate in the Canola Cup with the winners he got last week, but every race is a different race. Barrier draws come into contention, but all in all, it'll be a wonderful day's racing.
Well, that's, and the canola might not be bright in the middle of the track, but Jodie's there. She's always bright. She's in her bright yellow dress, bouncing around. She does a fantastic job there. So really looking forward to that, kicking off the Carnival of Cup series.
And she'll have an erstwhile assistant, Linda Taylor. She'll be there in the office. She's always smiling, always helping anyone that comes there for information or to get whatever they need for the race meeting. So it's just a joyous day, in my opinion. It really starts the industry season off, even though we started on the 1st of September with a bang.
Okay. All right, John. And also Les Bentley, it's his funeral today.
Yes, and it will be a huge turnout. We acknowledged it last week, but to the family, our sincere condolences. We had a HRCC meeting yesterday, and Les never missed a meeting. He was truly missed yesterday, just for his input that will be lost. Very disappointing.
All right, John, and do you have anything else for us?
Not until next week.
All right, we've got some foal photos as well that have come through, which are on your screen now, and we encourage you to send in more as well. Do you have anything else? That's it? We're done?
That's it. But
I think it's long enough.
But if anyone has something, a bit of news, please feed it in to us so we can follow up. We can't fit everything in, but we'll see what we can do.
We'll try. All right, John, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Amanda.